Welcome back to Farthest Frontier. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a lot of exciting things. Building out perimeter defenses, upgrading the commons, and building chicken paradise. For food production, this is going to be quite impressive. Redefining and building out our massive industry. So strap yourself in, let's get to it. We have our nice little barn area out here finally. We're getting some stuff over here. We just got the academy up, so we want to slap as many people into this as possible so we can increase our knowledge gain. And we're working on something that I am calling the common. Now, we were able to get another 15 by 19 farm out over here, and this area right here is going to be perfect. So we can see in our fertility that we're going to be able to do another 15 by 19 here, 15 by 19 here, 15 by 19 here, here. This whole area is going to be farmland. We need to destroy this raider encampment. There is actually a wonderful spot down here for willow, for basket making, and if we do have a high population, we will need an enormous amount of baskets. So that is pretty critical, as you know, baskets increase your carry capacity of all your people, which is a massive efficiency boost. Now, I was able to get the fencing around all of this. We are producing, actually, we had 28 months of food a second ago, and with that, we need to expand our population substantially. So what I thought I would do was make a commons area. So we have a market site here. We have a 2 by whatever this is, 20 area here. And I created a spot right here for 5 by 5. So we're going to be able to put the temple right here and the theater. And the rationale behind this, as you can see, is it has a massive radius. And we're going to have more residentials around these parts with the industry kind of focused over here. We want to make sure we can get as many of these places as possible. Now, the commons have a 1 tile gap in between all of them. This is going to be a little tricky to be able to get these guys up to 100 desirability. I believe it can be done. Most likely what I'm going to end up doing is moving all of the root cellars over here. This is a really smart idea because I can use these 2 tile areas to add more decorations that have a good radius. But we will do whatever we have to do. It's going to be an interesting build. I put 2 granaries here. We'll have more granaries within the design. We have this whole area right here that I'm probably going to slap granaries in. And, you know, I may put windmills actually like around this area. You want to have them a little bit away from the homesteads, but not too far, right? So we're going to get the common area up, and this is going to be pretty cool. This is going to be the poor side of town. And everything is coming together really decently. I'm pretty excited to see what we can build here. Now that we've got past the food stage, right? That's why I've been pushing these, honestly, absurd farms. They're absurdly big. And now we can facilitate really large populations. So we also need to get a healer's hut up right now. We're going to increase research to 30% at the academy. And that is a really good day for us right there. So that is going to massively influence how quickly we can start getting some really good production buildings. It does appear that we're also going to need to look at firewood as we are increasing the amount of households that we have. All right. Now, the industry area is definitely not set up to what it's going to be, so don't worry about that. We'll hammer all that out here soon. And back here, it does look like I have a spot for a road. We're going to put a road behind all this, and I think a road right here is also good. And we'll start getting all this aligned, and I think we're going to start lining up industry in this area here pretty soon. Now, the healer hut is usually best positioned in a place where you can get the bonus to a lot of places. So, if I place the healer hut here, it doesn't hit all these houses. So realistically, we can put the healer hut probably right here. We might just have another healer hut for the commons over here. But we need to get at least one, and I think that this is perfect. So, I'm going to put it right here, and then we'll probably put a bakery right there. We'll get this one up. And unfortunately, we're only going to really have room for the one barn. It's a terrible spot. You can see down here's a good spot for barns, so we'll probably put all our barns here. We'll leave everything as is right there and probably fill out this whole left side with barns and fruit trees. We got ourselves a pretty decent drought that just landed. But I'm really glad we got the fencing up. Those deer were just wrecking havoc. Absolutely wrecking havoc on our crops. Now we can farm in peace. And we'll have to get this 3rd farm up to speed. It's still got some weeds on it. And eventually I'm going to start going into grain production here soon. We'll do the 1 grain. We're going to have to move into grain as soon as we get cow. All right, look at that. That's beautiful. Prioritize the market with a lot of houses. So with the 1 tile gap, we'll be able to spam certain decorations. There's no fencing around this because this is the commons. Only the nice neighborhood will have the fencing. But the commons will have access to the temple and the theater and the nice stuff and the large park. Might put the large park right here. So let's actually do that. Large parks are actually really, really cool. So since they changed desirability, you can see that the radius is pretty amazing. Yeah. So a large park here makes a whole lot of sense. Then we come over to the temple. And we can always do shrines on the outside if they miss. But look at that. That's pretty good. 8 people. We'll take them. And the healer hut's going to come up right here. And I do think we should probably get a rat catcher around this area right here. I might just... Oof, look how close that is. We might have to get... Yeah, we're going to spend a point on the rat catcher influence. The ratting dogs 20% work area. That's going to help us out. Yeah, that's pretty big. We could almost hit both markets with that. Okay, so the money's really going to start to flow in now. This is going to be massively beneficial for us. Ooh, another point. See what we can do. Like we just got the one rat and dog. Deep wells, 15%. Not bad. We can look at that later. Paper press is going to be very, very useful for us. We have no idea what we're going to do for some of these things. 15% attack for town center and lookout tower is very useful. Yeah, we want to get forging. Definitely want to start making iron and tools here soon. Next point, we'll go into the blacksmith. So we just need to build up our population right now. We just don't have a whole lot of laborers, and we don't have a whole lot of people doing much. And right now, I've just been kind of looking, like I have 13 here and 12 here, and that seems to be doing well. We had just like a small 200 spoilage on this one, so I just increased it by 1 worker to get rid of that. I typically, like if I have 50 to 100 spoilage, I just let that happen. Anything over 200, I'll add 1 worker, and then you just do that until you have no rot. The best way to gauge that, let me just put it, is like the food per farmer, like 168. So if I can stave off 200 rot for 1 worker, that's a good investment. A lot of the food is just rotting anyway because we're not eating it. But I always build my food before my population. And the reason for that is because my fertility is pretty much going to be maxed out. That's going to lead to a high utilization of my workers because I'm producing insane amounts of food. What's actually like insane is like we produce 1,500 from just this little buckwheat. That's pretty awesome. All right, we're getting all these buildings up. We're gonna put we could put a bakery here. We got a 2-tile gap right here, so we can place some other stuff there. Clearing this area out, we're gonna have another gated community up here. That'll be sweet. And with the positioning of the healer's hut, that will give them all benefits too. Stone is most likely going to be the one thing that starts to become a little difficult to get later. We got some big piles, so we should be pretty good. We got gold over here. We got enough iron that we'll never have to use deep core mining. We have another gold ore over here. So yeah, gold and iron are pretty much infinite. So we probably will never touch these, but this deep stone deposit we will. And you can place about 2 to 3 to 4 actually, I think, stone. We would never do that though. We would never need that much. And we also do have these raider camps, so at some point we'll need to raise an army and craft our barracks. So let's actually start getting the barracks up now. Look at that, we already got some upgraded houses coming in. But having the root cellars right here next to the farm makes offloading really easy. Also, the marketplaces have a very short distance to travel to get to the food. Another nice little efficiency hack. These guys up here will have a little bit of a further trek, but I'll most likely have stone roads at that point. Our max population currently is 247. If we want to hit tier 3, we just need to have 20 out of 20 and 3,000 ingots. So we're going to hit tier 3 here momentarily, to be honest. And we got ourselves another knowledge point, so let's unlock smithing. This is the point where you have a good population, fit to work 127, and you're just waiting for the workers to expand your industry, basically. But once we get a good influx, we're going to go heavy into producing tools, heavy tools, all that jazz, and iron ingots. That will allow me to upgrade my hunters and start having them set traps, bring in more pelts. Now, we're producing quite a bit of pelts because of how many hunters we have, and that's been massively beneficial. So let's just make some cash. Ooh, chickens. Okay. Yeah, chickens are actually an amazing food source. We don't have a food issue right now, so I think I'm going to hold off on that just because we have so many projects going right now. I want to stay a little bit focused. Now, one thing that we should be buying right now is bricks. And let's upgrade this market. That's going to bring an insane amount of money from all these houses. That is one advantage to compacting all these houses right here. And the raiders are coming. And I'm pretty sure they're not cool. So let's get, I would say, 4 archers up in here in this barracks. Make sure we have a good amount. We're going to get raided. Now the problem here, let's pause the game, is I am about to double my population. And when you double your population, you need to make sure that you are ready. Because the raids can get difficult. So we're going to get all the towers up. We're going to get people in the barracks. We're going to fortify this center area where all of our more important goods are stored. We also need to get a standing army pretty much as soon as possible. As you can see, there are, holy moly, there's 27. So this is actually a really big raid. Luckily, they're weak, as you can see. Yeah, that's awesome. We're getting really good height damage off of this, and the town center is liquefying them. Yeah, they're coming on the outsides there. But yeah, little fortified areas in the center of town, always pretty neat. Also, having our barracks here, we can hit any point of our base pretty quickly. So that's a huge advantage to having it center rather than having your defenses all the way on one side and then having to run all the way to another if they come that direction. Okay, look at that. We got them. Boom, 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 boom. That was easy. They got one gate. They didn't get any of my loot. I'm very happy about that. And we are going to upgrade the Fletcher here once I get enough bricks for that. Let's remove everybody. Prioritize the market square going up. That is going to be a massive amount of money that will help us. So that's another thing too, is that when you limit your builds, you limit your income, right? Because you get money per house. So over here, we're pulling in 48 because it's upgraded and we have the plus 30%. Now, if we want to take it to the limit, we can come up into our policies. Yeah, convenience tax. Markets generate 30% additional taxes with negative 10% happiness. This is an amazing one to get. I actually want it. It is a lot. When you think about it, like them being 10% less happy for all that money is so nice. They have a pretty high happiness though. We have no spirituality. So if I could get some Jesus up in here, that is going to really help us. So we're going to do that. We're going to get the temple up right now. You can see that we definitely need more stone. So I'll have them come over here. That's enough stone right there. We're starting to get a lot of laborers, as you can see. So I like to keep how many builders I have available pretty high. That way when I do put things up for building, it will pull from the labor pool. And then once they're done building, they go back to the labor pool. But if it takes you 2 years to build something, you're not getting the value of that thing. And so I find pulling everyone off labor and just hyper fixating on building things is really, really valuable to your expansion and prosperity. Look at that though, we got the large park. So this large park is going to be hitting a lot of these. So yeah, we're at 31% desirability now. That's really good. We don't even have anything. That's awesome, actually. And we got ourselves the rat catcher with the extended area. So now with the extended area perk, look at that. We got the market and we got our food. And we also even got some of these gents up here. That's pretty beautiful. It's best to get everything, but for now, just having the one and making sure our food stores are protected, pretty awesome. All right, 30 more boards and we got ourselves up the temple. Boom, temple up. So now we can start going for relics. That's going to give us a nice spirituality bonus. All right, look at that. We got an excavation site right here. We're going to put as many people in that as possible. Yeah, I love the way maples look. It's awesome. And our forester camp is doing pretty darn decent with just this little corner of the world. 337. Got a good amount. Now, firewood, we mentioned earlier. Let's make sure that there are 2 people on this. Beautiful. And I know it's a bit sad to put workers that just kind of sit around and do nothing, but best to have them ready for when the combat comes. So we got ourselves a good thing here. This is a highly defensible area. Eventually, we're going to find our bottlenecks, and we're also going to have fortifications there. It's going to be a really natural sprawl. It's going to look cool. And once we take this area, no enemy will be able to spawn. And this whole back area, I already have plans for building it. So enemies are probably going to come from the north, the east, and the southeast area. So there's a lot we can do. Yeah, most likely this is going to be the majority of enemies come through. So we could probably wall this off and place a little fortification to keep them from getting to the city. And then we can take our mighty armies and go out. We'll probably have 2 to 3 barracks full of archers for this build. I want to field a pretty ginormous army. And as you can see, we're already full. We need to get the stockyard up immediately. Alright, and stockyards are like one of the better buffers in between everything. Things that don't cause a lot of negative. So you can see like these guys, right? They can come to about right here. Raiders are approaching. I don't know if the raiders approaching are related to the excavation site. They probably are. Percent. So we need to watch that. Yes, 6. Okay, yeah. So this happens where they send in the 6 dudes. So we're going to need to go clear them out so we can get that excavation site. I'll send my army over here. Holy shit, we ran out of firewood. What is going on? I've never had that happen before. Alright, well, let's make sure people don't freeze to death here. Get a 3rd one. That's so weird. Sometimes I swear there are some glitches in these beta tests. There we go. There we go. We're back in business. I'm gonna get a few of them. What's cool is once I hit my quota, they'll stop, so you can have short bursts. Okay.
It will be done.
Here we go. We can engage
once.
these gents. Yeah, they're pretty easy.
At once. At once.
Just snipe them out of the post. Get rid of them. And I'm just gonna leave them here for now, in case they'll send random groupings here and there. We'll just have a little bit of protection. You never know, the bears might come in and try to screw this too. Alright, beautiful. I'm going to buy a little bit of willow even though we have some. Just to keep the process of baskets going. We're going to slap 500 wood into here in case someone comes by and wants to buy it. I'm going to do 500 herbs in case someone wants those too. We're pulling in some good clay. I believe we're pulling in clay from over here. And that's doing a darn decent job. Commons is pulling its weight, and we have some pretty expensive stuff. The temple, the healer's hut. So Market Square, yep, let's get 2 people in there. We'll do 4 here eventually. But we have a max pop of 259, so we just need 3,000 gold. And we're ready to tango, so we'll just wait for some new trade. Oh no, villagers get hungry 15% slower. Well, that's not bad. I mean, it's actually really good if, because it means we need... Pretty much means we just need less food. So that's pretty sweet. That will help us when we get to the 1,000 pop. We won't have to have as many farms. But I kind of like building all these farms because it makes the city look cool, right? Alright, 78 pelts. 546. We got a little bit of grain. Probably should sell some more pelts. We just need money at this point. 3 grand. 3 grand is a lot to us. Oh yeah, this place is coming together. Stone and money is going to be a big issue. After we upgrade to tier 3, then we can even focus on... Ooh, yes. That is one thing that we definitely need to start working on, our apiaries. So this is going to be a toughie because I didn't put a lot of room in the design for apiaries, fortunately. So you know my method. I have 1 overlap as I go up like this. This works really, really well. You don't lose as much honey production as you would think doing this. So we're just going to do that. And the reason you do this is because farmers are the ones who pick up honey. So you want to keep it near your farm fields if you don't want... Because you don't want your farmers wandering all the way over here and not on the farms, right? So it's kind of annoying for that reason. Now, I'm thinking we really need to be able to have a bunch of these without it messing things up. So that's the problem here, right? Oh, look at that. That's good. This whole area is going to be a farm. I think this is good for now, but we're definitely going to want to revisit this. That's a lot of boards and a lot of stone right there. And we need to get a candle maker up here right now. Candle shop. Okay. We also need to bump our minimum firewood up to, I'm going to say, 3,000. Because we're going to have a lot more people. We're already at 260 pop. And we barely just got started. Like, yeah, we're probably going to scream past 1,000, to be honest. I need to get this area better. I want to put all the stockyards right here. I think this is beautiful. They have stockyards and then businesses right next to it. So the firewood splitter, I think, is perfect. One cool thing about these by 4s is you can see we can fit a lot of the things that we're doing in here. Smoker. We can fit 2 smokers in here. That's going to be beautiful. Now, the hunter cabins, I'm going to just place over here. Get it out of the way. The saw pit is one of the most egregious. Look at the radius on that. So, the saw pit needs to be probably like right about here. And we could put a saw pit here and a saw pit here. And then some more things in between. More candle makers, things like that. And let's try to get this all on the same keel. Harvest this big old stone right there. Ba-boom. All right, we got some houses going up. We got a little bit of a drought, so we lost some crops, but no biggie. Oh, look at that. Another excavation site right there inside of our farm area. These gents can harvest this for stone, and we can go back home. And let's start getting the road system out for the secondary area right here. There's eventually going to be another market. And it would be wise to start plotting some things out here. So we want 2 tiles from there and 2 tiles from there. Okay. So 1, 2, ba-boom. We're gonna do something a little special here, I think. Or maybe not. Okay, yeah, 1, 2, ba-boom. Boom, okay. Yeah, we can't do anything special here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Another little area right here. I'm just gonna start building these houses out. Like, we have the food. These are gonna be our industry workers. But I'm just gonna do this one side. Okay, and then 1, 2, and then across. This will help us organize our entire industry area. So here we're gonna have an area that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. We could put the big dogs over there. Not bad. And I think we'll have side roads, such. There we go. Perfect. Side road here. All right, so 2 more areas there. And where do we have the market? Right there. Okay. So let's get this up too. Get ourselves another market. More money. That's kind of the funny thing, is you can spam houses and just bring in oodles. Oodles of money. And we're gonna do the coveted little trick. So we can't do the corners here in this design. Mortar. So we're gonna have this one right here. That way we can get a good amount of wells. And that will look kind of cool. So a little pricey, but totally worth it. And there we are. Once we get some wax, we'll have candles. Okay. Got another trader. Sell some boots. We're getting real close to that figure that we needed. And we're going to need our boards if we want to upgrade. I'd love to buy some stone, but we're not going to. Oh, we'll just keep stacking that cash. Get some more shoes in here to sell. I could turn off my lookout towers for another 20 a month, but I don't think that's going to make a big deal. All right, look at that. Money. There we go. We got that bump to 43. So we really need to take out this area down here, so that I can move the gent to get the willow here. This will be huge. I don't really care about the herbs. I just want the willow out of this area. We'll get some greens out of it too. Bad. And be able to throw the road down there. All right, another travel merchant. I just need one merchant who wants to buy a ton of herbs. And we are golden. Yeah, I've been really unlucky. I got a bunch of herbs for sale. We should probably start making soap. So yeah, these are the kind of things that we can start thinking about. Is, do we have individuals now? 57. Okay. So let us go on a massive offensive here. We are going to want a blacksmith forge. Now that we know that we have the houses here, another good thing about this is now I know exactly what I can do with this area. So I think what we're going to do with this this 6 wide area, probably put another thing of storage got this. Now I wanted to do something kind of cool. I'm just going to do it. I just wanted to put some shrubs here. I want to try to kind of beautify my city a little bit more. Make it look a little bit more city-like, right? All right, 672. We got 2,200 gold now. All right, 5 people wanted to come in. Perfect. What's kind of cool about, yeah, this area here is we can just start laying down our commerce buildings as a buffer between housing. Perfect. And we can get a stockyard here. I believe a stockyard over here would be pretty smart for wood, but you know what? The wagon's doing a fine job pulling that over. So we'll just do the stockyard right there. Beautiful. Ideally, I just want to continue to make sure that we have a lot of storage in this vicinity. And we'll use that as a desirability buffer. We'll put more stuff there. I think we're going to do a loop across right here so that there's vertical access and horizontal access all in one spot. All right, got it there. So we'll bring this stockyard right here. Nice, and that will be like right next to the deep stone mine, which we can actually potentially even get because it's just right here. It's just quarry. So we just need mining, this, and then quarry. So yeah, a couple of points here, and then quarry, and blast furnace next. Okay, very good. And we definitely want to get advanced metal casting and steel tools as fast as possible. These are massive, massive. Having your tools last 30% longer is pretty huge. This is coming together pretty cool. I actually really like the city layout. I like the different districts too. Instead of just having similar districts, like building out districts is actually kind of cool. But we can, so a thing I talked about too is like I can make these giant cities, but realistically, just showing you different ways that you can do market locations, I think is highly beneficial too. Okay. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. There we go. That vertical. I think we'll move this down one. No, we don't need to do that. Oh, look at that. We got another on the other side here. So that's kind of cool. I'll just push it on both sides. That'll look neat. Let's also make sure we're bringing in wells. Get that settled here too. We want as many wells as possible. Water is life. Okay. Industry time. The potter would be useful at some point in the future, for sure. A soap shop. Soap shop right there is a beautiful location. Actually, yeah, I think having the saw pits over here would make a whole lot of sense. We're gonna get a second saw pit up. Did that hit anybody? Yeah, right here. I feel that we're gonna need a second saw pit. And then right here, we can place in the 6 tile. We can place everything we need right here. This is beautiful. Our blacksmith and our forge right here. Really close to the stockyard. And we can build, or bring the candle shop I kind of like close to these areas. Maybe I should actually, yeah, because we want them to be able to get into the storehouse area quickly. I need to actually rethink that. This is a terrible location for those things. So where we had them was actually probably good. So we'll have to think. We'll have to think about placement. And we can leave the candle shop here. I mean, I could do a... Ideally, what I would have is a road. And I don't think it's going to throw the design off too much. But I do think that we need a quick access to this area. Because this is a perfect location for a bunch of crafting right here. There we go. Road there. Get ourselves a fence or a gateway. Beautiful. Right, firewood splitter. Oh, nice. We got ourselves another little firewood splitter spot right there. Got a 2-tile gap in between, so I'm just gonna start filling gaps. Little flower bed areas, make it look nice. Actually, I take that back. That might be the perfect location for another building. Let's see. Let's fill it. We'll fill in once we have everything in place. And that's kind of cool. Now it's a little bit more a part of the design. Did they ever get this? I must have missed it. What did we get from that? Oh, the bloodied stone. Increase villager unarmed attack damage by 100%. I don't know if I want that. Especially if they get drunk and start hurting each other. We'll think about that. We'll think about that one. All right, this is good enough right here. Another thing that we're going to need is pretty much like every industry, right? So let's get ourselves a blacksmith forge and a foundry right here. And we're just going to have a road right here. Not in this spot, though. That's cool. It's actually kind of neat when things don't completely line up, right? It gives it a little bit of character. Oh, nice. We can do 3 smokehouses behind here. That's perfect. I might move smokehouse. The thing is you need firewood for the smokehouse. And usually firewood is heavier than meat. So I found keeping it near that is perfect. Ideally, if you can have the meat and everything in the same place, it's amazing. Which reminds me, we need to come through and make sure that raw meat is not stored in any of our marketplaces. I want it all going to the smoker. All right, I have a feeling about this guy. I have a feeling. Yes, my feeling was right. 1,500. All right, throw that all into the city. And we need 200 boards now. Okay, cool. We got 169 boards. Boards are going to be crazy, so let's just go all out on plank production. And now we can set our limits here. So we're going to need iron ore. We're going to max this out. Now, tools, we're going to set a quota of 20. And we're going to buy tools. So someone asked me, like, is it worth it making tools? Absolutely. If you buy all the tools you need to get everyone with tools, usually what you have is more than what's being consumed. And it's really easy to maintain that flow. So we're not going to do any swords for now. And then for heavy tools, we're going to keep a minimum quota of 6. I'm going to bump this up later because heavy tools are a great trade item, in fact. And we'll do this at a 3-to-1 ratio. And all we need now is a big chunk of iron, which we have right all throughout this area here. Yeah, let's just do it back here. We got a road to it. It's beautiful. We'll get the iron coming in. We'll get all this hammered out. I don't know why I put that there. Be right here. This is looking sharp. Nice. We got soap going now. Looks like we got a 1-tile area all around this. Oh, this is a 3-tile. So let's relocate you here. I think we could put a shop clothes maker right there. I actually kind of like this gap in between all these gents right here. Look at that, tier 3. Now we can do junipers and small bushes. I prefer shrubs because I think they just look cooler. They add that flair. I'm going to put some shrubs in between this area right there. And this, honestly, this is all going to be firewood right back here. We're going to need a lot of firewood splitters for our pop. Let's get a line of firewood splitters there. Iron mine needs to be just flooring. And I do believe that we're probably going to want another wagon shop. We're also going to want to get a cooper up here pretty soon. Wagon shop right here is probably beautiful. Actually, a wagon shop right here next to where the stone's going to be. I think that's going to be a pretty ideal spot, right? And then the cooper we'll get here in a bit. Nice. Tier 3 has been achieved. Now granaries, we're just going to sprinkle. Gonna sprinkle some granaries. We'll get another rat catcher dude over here in a bit. We got space for more granaries right here as well. Make sure we have a lot, because once we make this transition, it's going to be pretty serious. Now, the graveyard needs to be moved to, like, just anywhere. Down here is good. I think we're going to have windmills over in this direction. So you can see they reduce the negative quite a bit. So windmills right here are actually really, really viable. And then we just have a road system around these parts. We're going to need quite a bit of windmills. The compost yard, I feel like this would benefit from still being close to the farms, but oof, that would have been almost a perfect fit. Maybe back just a tad, like right here. Oh, that is a nice lineup there. That is a nice lineup. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have compost yards all throughout the back section here. Get this lined up. Perfect. Then we can have windmills. We can have compost yards. All the things that we need. Probably a nice little area for cows right here. We'll play it by ear. we can have all of our cow. Well, there's a lot. There's cow area here, farming area here. There's a lot of demand. Okay, it's time. So we're gonna just stick to with what we have right here. So we're doing wheat in the third. We're gonna do wheat in the first. And we're gonna do flax. We don't need to do wheat every year. I like to do 2 wheat and 1 flax. And then for this dude, honestly, like turnip clover peas is a really good one. So turnip clover peas, this. So beans in the third, beans in the first. Beans in the second, first, third. Perfect. And then this is kind of like anything goes, right? Our fertility factor here is 85%. I actually think this and cabbage is a beautiful kind of synergy. So this is good. This will be the only weird guy right here. But now we shouldn't have too many diseases. We got 4 tech points. So yeah, advanced metal casting, 30% durability for tools, 30% durability for heavy tools, and steel tools, 10% work to produce firewood, 10% speed of farm field workers. Very, very vital for us. That's important. 10% production speed of buildings that use heavy tools. You can't say no to that. 10% productivity is pretty awesome. That's going to help our wind mills too, so that's pretty sweet. Also, now that we're tier 3, the most important of importance, and another reason why we have so many firewood splitters, is we're going to need ample supplies of charcoal for all of this. I forgot all about that. And we're going to want to get a brickyard up. We can get the theater now. Festival pole would be pretty awesome. Over here really wants it. Now, we actually have plenty of space for this, so we're going to put the festival pole right here. We'll have a theater over here in a second. So the theater will fit right perfectly here. Perfect. Get that up. I'll give an entertainment bonus. We got a big chunk of food. Max pop of 339 now. Forager shack. I don't upgrade forager shacks ever. They produce very little. Perfection. Festival pole up. Now we can upgrade these. Money is going to be the main driver. So we are going to focus on economics here. And we have an enormous amount of pelts. This is wonderful. Got lots of clay coming in. And oof, this is going to get pretty dicey here soon. We need 250 stone for the windmill. We got 2 points. So we have the quarry unlocked now. We could increase, 20% work to produce planks. I like that. Let's do that. And then woodworking, firewood splitter can upgrade to firewood. Nice, and the saw pit upgrade. That's actually insanely good. I definitely want to upgrade that. We can start pumping planks out. We can really start making some money. The thing that's going to start holding us back, though, is the forester camp over here. But that's okay. So ideally, we continue to just move along. Let's get 2 people into the wagon shop here. Looks like we're doing a really good job. Let's get 6 people in the foundry. Definitely want to upgrade the foundry here at some point. And yes, we got the brickyard going. That needs to be going full speed. Probably have to get 2 of these. There. Let's make sure we're pumping out as much charcoal as possible. Let's max out these areas here. So 2 people in every firewood splitter. And I think wood is going to become the bottleneck. So we can always turn off another forester camp. There's really no reason to not do this right now, because I do feel like it's going to be necessary. So 55%, 50, 61%. Ooh, there's a camp up here. If we kill this camp, we could put another work camp right here. That's so awesome. It's like having both of these here, because that means I can move some of this stuff around. I can move, I can turn this into an iron area, and I could turn this into a wood camp right over here, and really increase that efficiency. So we need to clear the camp. In order to do that, see, no trade, right? We need to hire a few more individuals. I would say, freak it, right? Let's just go all in. We got money, plus 59. Let's get a full barracks. Get them all equipped. All right. Yeah, this is looking mighty fine. No, it's not. Got a big... Yeah, the road, you know, city... These people pay taxes, and just like a true modern mayor, I just don't fix the roads, I guess. All right, wells all the way through there. Beautiful. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We got a good baseline right now, so we're going to let our population just kind of naturally start developing and getting there. We're not going to build any more houses for a little bit. We're going to focus on what we have. And once we get a massive amount of people, I just want to throw them into the stone mines, but realistically, we'll get more stone mining it by hand or using a work camp. Once stone starts getting really far away, it's best to use the work camp for that. We got a big chunk of stone over here, big chunks over here. Also, you know, the boars and the bears, they're kind of dicks, so you gotta be careful. Crops lost to rot. Oh, that's 600 cabbage. So our fertility is growing. Well, I need to put a few more people here. Now, what we also want to make sure is that we're not yielding all at the same time. So I need to fix all of this, right? So heat tolerance is pretty good. So we're going to maximize our first year so that everything is yielding at different points. So this ends here. This ends here. This ended before. So they'll go from this crop to this crop to this crop with that setup. Second year, same thing. Got cabbage ending here. We got grain ending here. These end in 2 different periods. That's beautiful. This one doesn't. So just, you know, kind of layer it like this. You don't want to start it too early because it has no frost tolerance. So frost is right about here, right? So we'll do this. So it ends right about there. This ends here. This ends here. These all end in different periods. For the third one, it's kind of a throw up right there. These all end in different periods. Cool. We could actually probably reduce the workforce here now that we have that all aligned. And we got ourselves another point, knowledge point. So we're going to do woodworking. And that means that we can start upgrading and doing some pretty cool things. Now, I think that charcoal could become an issue, so we need to keep an eye on that. Spoilage is pretty... not actually massive, which is scary. I like to see more spoilage in that. That means that we are consuming a large chunk of our food supply. We need to get cows going pretty much ASAP. We need to start looking at things. Now, do we have any protein that is spoiling? Not enough. If I had 200, I'd put up another smoker. They're actually probably... so they're like eating the majority of the raw meat, so we don't even have to smoke it. It's kind of cool. Honestly. It's kind of nice not having to do that stuff. The fruit they're eating a lot of. Everything they're eating a lot of. The grain's going to start coming in. So we're going to have a windmill right here, and we're going to want to get our bakeries up right now. So bakery, I put a spot in the design right here. And then over here, I'm going to put a bakery right here in the center of everything. And that's going to help us out. That's a bit of boards. It's a bit of stone. Not a big deal. We need to start accumulating as much brick as possible, and upgrading root cellars is a pretty smart idea, but we actually don't have a lot of spoilage, so we won't see much gain from doing that right now. And what we need to do next is look at resources. And all I want to see is that I have a positive value of coal, and we don't. So that means we potentially are going to need more coal. Now, we need to give it a second to kind of catch up. It can have issues. Flax fiber is coming in. So, of course, this is like the big stage, right? This is the ramp up stage. So we want to put a weaver, yeah, right here. Beautiful. So we'll just level this several times. We can now upgrade our firewood splitters to be more productive. How much does that cost? That's actually really cheap. 24. We're going to do the couple of these. I want these gents to be as productive as possible. See how many workers we have? 37. Not bad. Got 12 people making boards. We could probably... eventually, you can just upgrade one saw pit, and that's all you really need. But it's pretty cool because as long as we're pulling in logs, we're going to be in good shape. All right, Weaver is going up. All right. Yeah, nothing for trade here. Not bad. I'm really digging the industrial area, though. I feel like this is coming along very nicely. Still, no, okay, 4 charcoal. I should say coal. It's not, to me, it's charcoal. We're gonna have to get another one. I don't think it's gonna be enough for my ambitions. We're gonna, like, be bumping this up, so let's get 2 of these bad boys. All right, look at that. We hit our 3,000 firewood, so everyone was pulled out of here. Beautiful. This is gonna go back into production here, though, in my opinion. And we probably should start getting this stone area very much ready for the awesomeness that is about to come. All right, we have 640 herbs that I could have been trading. Ooh, he does have spiky clubs. Let's buy some of these for our army. We got our gents now, so let's go take this out. I want to get the next forester up. If logs become an issue, that's going to completely halt our progress. All right. Yeah, they just don't have armor. Well, we can craft that. Now, I don't know if they fixed it, but we used to be able to... Oh, fuck. Yeah, we used to be able to shoot from quite a distance. All right. So, yeah, we can start sniping them. I think they fixed it, so you can't snipe anymore. All right, we're going to have to run. Run! No! Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work the way it used to. That's right. Jeez Louise, what are they doing? They all just started running. Yeah, they nerfed it a little too hard. You used to be able to just snipe from hella far away. It's kind of weird. I think... Okay, just go home. Now they can shoot from very, very far away. Okay, so that didn't go the way I planned. And they were all archers. Oh man, that did not go the way I planned. Building destroyed. Oh god, we're getting raided. I was in La La Land over here, watching my men die. Having a time of my life. Okay. But they're not really doing too much damage to me. This defensive setup that I have is actually quite impressive. Let's make sure we sell all of these herbs, because that's 2,000. We can get away with 14. They don't have anything I want. The money is all I wanted. Oh yeah, sorry. We gotta watch the slaughter. Let's speed this up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing how just like a very basic defensive setup is pretty OP on a medium difficulty. Okay, I'm wondering if I get up on this hill, if that would help me here. Recruit some more archers. We killed 33 out of 39. Yeah, food is actually a little bit harder than it used to. So we should probably spend some of our points. We should come back over here. We should probably start doing like selective breeding, 20% yields. Should also start making sure that these are optimized, because this isn't optimized at all. So we're going to need some sand. Get that to 10%. That will get us some bonuses there. For grain, we want to maximize it for grain. It puts us at 10% on both the grain and the beans. Cabbage will be fine. And the same thing here. Get it to 10%, and then... yeah, it's great. Yeah, that will give us a big yield right there. We'll use this point in a second, and we'll start leveling up our farming. All right, the coal must flow. We'll get that going. I think we're going to put a quota on coal of 2,000. That's probably insane. Yeah, 1,000 should be good. We just saw the hunter ward off a bear, so that's pretty cool. Got ourselves like a little natural area right here. All right, stone is up. So I might just get the stone quarry. Yeah, you can fit a few of these if you do it right. We're not going to need more than one. I'm just going to have it come through this area like that. That'll be perfect. This is coming along nicely now. We're probably going to need to take a second on food. Okay, 10 with 7 months. I do think probably upgrading some of the root cellars that we see them using more often probably be wise. Increase capacity, all that jazz. All right, and they're doing decent. We're going to start making bread. Put 2 people in each of these bakeries. That will really ramp up bread production. Okay, 23 labor. So we just need to let people kind of grow up. We have 317, 200 fit to work. So we have 117 that need to grow up. And that's a massive amount of the workforce. We're at a really good place. We're producing just like marginal amounts of goods. We'll ramp all this up when we get the population. Okay, so the wheat did not like the frost. So there's nothing I can do about that. Unless I want to get rid of the clovers, and I really don't. That's okay. It was a minor amount. We got 4,400. That's... I mean, we're only processing 1,000, so some of this will be fed for cows. We need to get the cows going, too. Nice. All right, root cellar. Yeah, I definitely need to get the Cooper up next. We got our 1 point. So we're going to probably do selective breeding. That'll give us a little chunk of food. All right, 19 people want to join us. I'll take them. That's what I was waiting for. Let's move this over. That's interesting. I'll just leave it up over here for now. We do have rats. That's not acceptable because they'll spread diseases in the market. So, yeah, not good. Well, let's put the rat catcher right here for now. The poor area is doing fairly well. We need to start accumulating massive amounts of stone. Looks like money is dragging us down. Throw all that in the town. We have 26. Once this blizzard is over... Nah, screw it. Fighting the blizzard. Alright, we need to get these gents some armor. But I'm wondering if I can get them up here. If I can get some bonuses. Ooh, they're going to run right by the camp. Fortunately, I can't get them up. What would a sick man do? A sick man would send out someone to take the fire off of the archers. So these four beautiful souls are... Yeah, let's just get the camp. Okay, we destroyed the camp. And now we're just going to run back and kill everybody. That actually worked. Well, it didn't work for the villagers I sacrificed, but the soldiers are expensive. Oh, shit. Tower. Oh, dude, yeah, you used to be able to just melt. You used to be able to melt the towers. Okay, so we need to incorporate melee unit. What the shit, dude? They really changed this in the patch. Okay, so yeah, learn from me. Learn from me. I didn't have to do that. I just don't care. Like, they'll bury them in the graveyard. You know, they'll be happy. They'll be happier there. I mean, honestly. We'll just build another one. We need another compost yard. Okay, one more compost yard will help us out. Got our nice little windmill area next to all the granaries. This is beautiful. Oh, we are tier 3. I'm a dork. So tier 3 means roads. Upgrade all of this. Kaboom. Yeah, I want all the main roads upgraded to stone. And I want every road in the industry area. Okay. And we have 4 people in there getting stone, and they're not going to bring in a whole lot right now. But that's okay. So everything is going to start upgrading to stone here. That is beautiful. It's going to help out tremendously. The main road here, for sure, needs some stone upgrades. Nice. Shoot, I'm just gonna... Like I said, sometimes just throwing yourself into the thick of it, like my way of doing things. I just... You create the crisis, and then you have to solve it, right? So we're gonna go all in. It just has to be done. I want stone roads everywhere. The efficiency gains are worth it. Also, it just looks cool. Now, all those people sacrificed their lives for a really worthy cause, too. We're going to get a, wow, 77% work camp right there. Beautiful. And we'll get the road. We'll do a little bit of a angle road like that. Perfect. And there you go. We got ourselves another forestry area. I'm going to crank up the quarry. I know it's not a good return, but it's just nice having that passive stone coming in. I really need it. I need all the stones. Okay, and here we have rat catcher. We will... Nice. Yeah, if I put him here, it means that I can move this rat catcher over here, down more. It gets all of our buildings. Perfect. Alright, that should help. We'll need to keep the disease away. Now the moment of truth. 64 coal. Okay, cool. Yeah. Not a whole lot of wax. Honey. Alcohol is a really good trade item. We also want to get pubs up. So we need to unlock the booze. If we want to get some yields, we're going to have to go here. Got cheese. We got foothold traps. Barrel making for the Cooper. We actually don't even need it. Trade center upgrade. Pretty vital. Paper press. Also pretty vital. So we need to get paper going. We have an enormous amount of flax. I'm going to put it right here. And we need to upgrade the trade post right now. Right now. Alright, the money's going to start flowing. We have so many boards. It's going to be great. Upgrade that. 30 stone. Alright, let's upgrade this. ASAP. That will give us a lot of wood. And we're just going to try to... if we can... Boards sell... The planks, they sell quite frequently. So you can make a fortune off of wood. Alright, look at that. Stone everywhere. We'll continue to upgrade these things. We just need a little bit more stone. But this is going to really help us out with our movement. I think this is going to be huge. Look at that, though. That is looking very, very nice. Not sure which direction I like the most. Alright, let's get this trade post up. And once we upgrade this trade post, we're going to be able to make a lot of money. So we're going to kind of really start dialing in some of these things. I need a massive labor pool right now. We just need a ton of stone and a ton of cash. Like, it's actually kind of fun not having the constraints of a build, or like trying to have a small area, right? Being able to expand rather quickly leads to some pretty significant gains in your money, your monthly income. All right, a little bit's going, but this is fine to lose a little bit of the grain. And we have the windmill over here, chugging along at 1200. Now, we're getting 1200 on that windmill because we came over here a while back and we put a point into production management, 10% production speed of buildings that use heavy tools. So that's pretty crazy because that's going to impact literally everything. So anything that uses a heavy tool. So if we upgrade the saw pit to use to the next tier, it will use a heavy tool. That also means that we got that production bonus to our foundry and our blacksmith forge. That's probably not the brickyard, but that's probably one of the better skills I think I've seen in the game, to be quite honest. You don't think about it at first, but that 10% production is pretty significant. Getting this to tier 2 is probably a really good idea as well. We're going to need glassware. So we're just going to continue to build out all of our infrastructure. So a furniture workshop for sure. I think we're going to put a road right down here. So I'm going to set the furniture workshop here. We got the paper mill going. We got the weaver going. A potter would be a very wise investment for us. Let's put the potter right here. We're going to produce pretty much everything there is to produce. And then we want a brewer. And we want a glassmaker. And those are all going to be locked behind our knowledge. So let's get a road from here all the way over to here. I absolutely know we're going to need multiple brickyards, so we're just going to skip the guessing game and get that going here soon too. I may even do 2 more brickyards. If we really want to push this build, we're going to need it. And we've almost maxed our population out already. It's actually quite impressive how quickly everything gains. And food is at a pretty good equilibrium right now. We need to buy some cows here soon. And we have an upgraded trade post now, so let's put 4 people in here to help move things. And we can actually, it does actually look like we're able to keep up with our baskets, so we'll just start selling. What I like to do is just take a little bit from every pot. And I would suggest that you're constantly moving goods so that when the traders are there, you're not like, oh, I could have been trading XYZ the whole time. And remember what I said about heavy tools? We're going to move 7 into trade. These things trade for a fortune. That's like several thousand right there. Boards. We're going to start trading a lot of boards. And we do have honey, but we're going to use that for alcohol, so I'll save it. Flax is wonderful. You might as well just throw 500. People do come and purchase that all the time. We have a lot of grain, so we may want to look at our output on getting another windmill if we are producing as much grain as we are right there. It would be a wise decision. So we're going to do that. Put a windmill right here. Got our 2 compost yards, and they're doing a fantastic job of keeping up with everything. I guess we might as well just put the bloodied stone brick in there because we'll get the spirituality bonus of 100%. And that will give us some happiness, so that's always good. Alright, so we got a potter up, and we do have plenty of clay currently, so we'll just start making some pottery. We want to make sure that we're pumping out that coal. Alright, our first trader. So he is purchasing baskets at 520 for all of those. 460. He's buying some soap. Like I said, we're just going to start stacking cash. I do actually like to buy bricks almost at this point, but we're going to hold off because I think we need to save all of our money for cows. The sooner we can get some of this going, the better. What's actually kind of cool is if we use fencing appropriately, and I think we could, this isn't a bad spot for chickens down here. The wooded areas can be pretty good for that. I mean, we have a lot of areas. I kind of want to do a chicken farm. I know it's a little nutsoid. So we do have this next forester camp up here. We're going to have pretty high consumption of wood. Let's put this at a 3 plant to 1 ratio. I mean, these trees aren't great, but they grow so quickly. Let's, play it by ear. The clay deposit has 31 clay left, 296. Yeah, it's terrible. Most likely I'll move this over here at some point, but for now it's going to serve the purpose of what we need. And, we're bringing in a modest amount of stone. It's a terrible return, but at least it's constant there. Oh yeah, 3 children just grew up. Okay. And we could purchase stone at 8. It's not a bad price. Stone is going to become the major bottleneck along with bricks, but I believe stone can be remedied. We could also start pulling in some gold. Get some more money. Not a bad idea. And we need to upgrade everything. We're going to hold off. We're going to save our money. I think for now we're going to focus on getting our root cellars all the way upgraded. That way we're retaining our food. The more food we have, the better off we're going to be. As far as immigration and lots of other things. We need a little bit more stone for all these areas. I'm going to hold off though. I guess I can't really hold off. This is one of the areas I should have done correctly. And here comes a raid. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with the 4 towers. I probably shouldn't because it's not a whole lot. We do have... Ooh, we have 42? Yeah. We should have a full barracks of archers. We have 47 raiders coming in. Oh my. And we could buy some barrels here. We have... Let's actually do that. I'm going to buy all these barrels just to give us a little edge. Okay, here comes wave number 1. They're pouring down from the mountainside here. Let's put that up to ×2 because I feel like they're running in Baywatch mode whenever they're in ×1. Alright, yeah, these guys are a little juicy. They got some armor on them. But it's not going to be enough to save them. Very good. Alright, yeah, you can see the design is actually really working. We're just mowing them down. Okay, yeah, now they're in range of the barracks. That's going to be pretty rough on them. Beautiful. Look at that. We just murdered all of them. I'm really liking this defensive setup here. So that was that was one raid. It's only going to get easier for us. Most likely I'll, do some more defenses. All right. Gonna start making a little bit of furniture. I'm happy with actually these things going and making just a little bit of product. Candle shop needs to be booted all the way up to 6 individuals. Clothing needs to be... Yeah, we're just going to go crazy now. Pottery and furniture I'm going to keep low just for the time being. All right, we won that battle. Okay. Brickyard up. Going up. We definitely need to upgrade this market. That was silly of me not to do that sooner. I think we're going to boot out the market stalls to 4 people. So the way that this works is these people, what they do is they stock houses. If houses aren't stocked, people will stop doing their job and they'll come back to stock their houses. So it's really important that you have this dialed in correctly. I usually only like to have less than like 28 to 30 houses is about peak for market stall efficiency. So when you have a ton of houses, it becomes slightly inefficient in an area because basically people have to give up their jobs to come home and start stocking. So if you want high efficiency, keep that in mind or you will hate your life. Ooh, look at that. Windmills. Oh, man. I definitely have a mental disorder. I like how I can go from like technical speak to going, oh, big windmill. Windmill, good. Yeah, they are pretty cool though. But I guess I can excuse myself, right? Ooh, we definitely need to upgrade this one. Yeah, we'll upgrade you. And then this forester is doing fantastic. We have 2 wagon shops going, so there's that. We got 1 more point. So we did go to steel tools, which means our farmers are more productive, and firewood too. The blast furnace is a no-brainer, to be quite honest. We should try to upgrade this as soon as possible. Where are you, my friend? You're the foundry. So just 186 bricks and 1,000. I want to do that soon. We could probably get some gold coming in. So we're just going to start placing structure like mines and just getting ready. What's going to happen here in a second is we're going to be awesome. And our population and our people are all going to start coming of age. We have a lot of kids right now, but they're all going to come of age here in a moment. And we're going to have a massive surge in our labor. Okay. But yeah, we are running through the monies real fast. And we'll build a Cooper here soon. We have to have the tech point. We've hit our peak population, which is not good for us. If we want to hit tier 3, which I know that we do, I'm going to have to start doing flour urns. So I think for the commons, we're going to do an alternating flour urn. I don't want to just like have flour urn after flour urn, but at the same time I have to. But I think we could, you know, have flour urn after flour urn and then do a small garden, right? It will work. It will look really great. And look at the radius. It hits these houses and these houses over here. Really good radius on that. So this will be expensive. Just realized I did this whole line over here wrong, so don't worry about that. I will get that fixed. There we go. Okay, now it all lines up. Sometimes it's good just to just go sideways so that you start correctly. Okay, so that is a big job, but it's probably going to get this whole area. A lot of iron, it's a lot of gold, it's a good chunk of bricks. We got the bricks. I'm pretty sure we even have the iron. Yeah, 181. It's the ore that becomes a problem. Eventually, we're just going to start buying raw ore because it'll just be faster. Upgrade this road now. Upgrade some of these side roads. I still don't know what I'm going to do in the middle of these. That's going to be the fun part. Yeah, but desirability is really, really easy now with the new system, so I'm not too worried. All right, we're pumping out bread. Let's take a peek at our spoilage. Really low spoilage, which is actually very scary because that means like we essentially need to increase our food production. I think chicken land needs to be the way we expand our food production because we have all this wheat that's going basically nowhere. And I really like this area for it. So, chicken land is going to be the goal. And we're going to get out all the houses here. And for some reason, I really want to try out different angles. I saw someone else do this really cool thing with angles, and I was like, man, I gotta take that into the build. Deep. Okay. So I think I'm gonna move some of this back here. Very good. I'm gonna have everyone come out here and just cut down all of these trees. Get them out of my way. Perfection. And then we already know if the house is here, it has a 2-tile gap on that side. There's the road. Okay, so here is Chicken Land. So Chicken Land, the worst theme park ever, is gonna go here. So it's kind of cool, like I said, is you hold shift, right? You do angled. So I've never done anything like this before. And I think it will look cool. So we need to get a chicken coop down so we can see the area that's going to be covered, right? So I'm thinking Chicken Land's going to be like this, right? And then we'll fence it in. but we need to see the radius. It's going to be a very cool place. Kids will love it. Or it will, you know, terrify them. These are free-range chickens, you know? Free-range chickens are cool, I guess. Right, we need to upgrade this market. Need 300. I can do that. We got a trader. Ooh, he's buying tools. So this is what I was talking about. Boom, 2 grand in our pocket. Now I can buy sand. I could buy a coin purse. All great. I'm going to throw it all in the town for now, though. We'll have plenty of other opportunities to come in here, you know, and make the money. We're going to do that. We need the resources and the money pretty badly. Looks like we're just waiting on the bricks, and that's really great. So we're going to have a lot more people as these houses upgrade. Also a little bit more revenue coming in. Got another trader. Horsies. Yeah, no one has cows for me yet. Ooh, he's buying an enormous amount of pelts. There we go. Got $1 grand right there. I'm going to hold off. We don't have high figures here. He is selling bricks. He is selling sand at 3. We're going to take advantage of this right now. I'm going to buy all that sand. We have 1 point. So the next thing I'd really like to do is get glass blowing. And we need to start on that. So I was getting this area prepped over here. Go road up. So we have a road up to the area here. A little bit of steepage here. Too steep. We're just going to do 3 passes. I'm going to do 1 more pass here. I want to get a gold mine. Perfect. And I want to get a sand. I don't think it's called a sand mine, is it? It's a sand pit. Yeah. Get those 2 up. And kind of cool. I think we'll use angled roads. I want to try using these angles. Make the, you know, make things look a little cooler. Yeah, this is looking sharp over here. Oh yeah, everything's a little bit off right here because what's going on? This shouldn't be. Okay. Yeah, it will have a little bit of a weirdness going on. That's okay. And we can start working on hedge fencing over here. I want to get this part right. Guess we'll have hedge fencing here, but I want to get this part right. We're going to salvage this. We're going to do the best fence in the game, which is the hedge fence. Start it off right. By gate. Rid of the gate. All right. Go. Oh yeah, chickens. Since we have so much grain, I think chickens are a better idea. And then we'll get that area going. All right, we got ourselves another... Nope, same dude. Oh, this gent's different. And he's buying boards. Beautiful. There's about 3 grand there. I'm hoping he has cows. He does not. Ooh, wow, tools are real cheap. We're gonna stock up on tools just a little bit. Swords at 80. Ooh, okay, let's buy 20 swords. That's a really good bargain right there. Sell the rest of these. There we go. So now we have swords for individuals. Let's get rid of some of these pelts. Sure, I'll regret that later, but it's okay. And let's get the glass blower. There's a lot of competing things. I know I'm a little all over the place. And remember, the glass blower is one of the worst for desirability, so it's good to keep it way out in the boonies. Like that. Perfect. So glass blower up. We got lots of clay coming in. Let's get that going. We're running out of individuals, but every year we're going to have people grow up. Okay, gold mine. We're going to keep it simple for now. And then the sand pit. Perfect. Now, we could put temporary shelters up here, but they're really not that far away, so I don't know. At a minimum, you do want to put wells periodically. You will like notice people dying from dehydration quite often if you don't. And this is a beautiful spot for herbs. Okay, this is a pretty cool spot. So when you have a lot of activity, the temp shelter can really increase productivity. So we're gonna put a temp shelter here. I'm also going to put a forager shack for all these herbs, because herbs are an amazing trade item. And this is a cool spot. I just need to get you in here somewhere, sir. Okay. I'll have to come back for this one. We're going to hammer that out. But that's great. We'll have sand. We'll have glass. Bricks, like I said, are going to be the main thing holding us back. But if we get a good economy going, those things can be purchased. All right, max pop of 389. I feel like we're going to have some problems. Some pretty big problems here with the defenses. We do have a bit of cash. Ooh. I like this spot up here as like a lookout tower. I'm trying to think. Let's flatten this out. And let's turn this into a cool little hillside fort. Most likely it will get destroyed in a raid, but it will damage the enemy so much that... Kind of like when you have wide builds, you can't really always hold them. What this will do is keep them occupied while I move my forces, and maybe I can get my forces in range before they destroy everything. So we'll get that up. Forager time. All right, forager shack up here. Nice, we'll even get some mushrooms. 318 wheat. I mean, that's the cost, like I said. I could flip these around, but then... yeah, well, the beans will hit. You know what? Let's flip it around this way. Yeah. And then... Let's see. Okay, it's still in progress. Come on. You got it. 4,600. Yeah, I don't care. We're moving it. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's see if I can get less of a loss there. If not, we'll revert it. We can start upgrading the hunters and get more pelts, but it's completely unnecessary and awesome at the same time, so we're going to do it. We should definitely upgrade this basic well here. This one too. We want to make sure we have lots of water. Bringing in 203, huh? Okay. Well, I think we have plenty. Oh no. This guy's getting kind of phased out. Okay, so this is the grazing area. So you can actually have the grazing area on the house. Boom. And then the grazing area there. 84%. Boom. I wish it would show me. Oh, it does. Look at that. That's beautiful. They added that in. So I can actually see what's going on here. And you want to cage these things in or they get crazy. They start roaming around, causing a ruckus. What would be kind of cool is if we put one here, we have this spot here, and then I have 3 more spots. So realistically, I have room for 1, 2, 3 more. And do I want to do that? Absolutely. It's not chicken land, you know, without lots of chickens. I'm thinking we do this. Chicken land. Reborn. Okay. Yeah, I have an idea of what chicken land should be. I have a vision. Oh, God. We're going to bump these guys back one more. I like this kind of weirdness, this little leaf-like thing going on here. I think it looks cool. Don't judge me. Not every day a man can dream. Okay. We're actually going to destroy these fences because I think I'm going to redo it. Now that I'm seeing the whole idea in motion here, I think we can do something pretty amazing. Okay, what's going on? They got no wood. That's fine. Get rid of that. We got 1 point. I think actually, to be honest, I'm seeing kind of the need. Drought tolerance would be smart. Brewer would be smart. So many things would be smart here. I think we're going to do sustainable forestry. Get a little bit of higher growth rate. I think wood's going to become quite a bottleneck for my ambitions. All right, look at that. Yeah. That's 2. That's 3. 4. That's 5. So this whole thing needs to be brought down multiple times. Oh, this is going to be so cool when it's done. And this needs to be brought up 1 pop. This needs to be brought up 1 pop, so we need to terraform this. Yes, the angled chicken coops. Alright, so once we can get the chicken land up, and that will look cool, we'll have it fenced in. Forgot all about this dude. I'm going to relocate it right here. I'm going to have a back road for no reason, because it looks cool. And that is a good point. We do not have a well over here. My God, what am I thinking? Oh, yeah, this is a good spot right there. Probably put another smoker. Right over here is a great spot for a well as well. I hate when I say that. Okay, we do have 1 well right here. That's great. Ooh, that is a wicked fire. Not good. Candle shop. Yeah, it was my mistake in the weavers. It was my mistake for not having good infrastructure. Knowledge generated. Okay. We can go into artificial selection. That's another one. Commerce. This is the one we want. So now we can reduce our happiness by 10%. Commerce negotiations. Oh, crap. That's convenience tax. What did I do? Here it is. Merchants carry 100% more gold, but they pay 10% less for goods. We're actually going to enable that. Because I think I'm going to be at a point where I have more goods than common sense. I just kind of want to see. What it says 100% more gold. I mean, that's crazy. That's actually really crazy. All right. Right, glassmaker's up. That's good. It's going to be a big money. Next thing we're going to do is get the brewer going. Okay. Brewer. All right, so this needs to be moved. Prioritize that movement. This needs to be moved. Prioritize that movement. Okay, so this is going to be the project here, is kind of evening out this area. So we're just going to spread it around. That's going to take some time to do. Got a lot of farmers. Take a peek at our spoilage. It's the best way to know if you're screwing up. Okay, an insane amount of vegetables are spoiling. That is great. That means that our population is probably fine. The main thing we want to check to see is if grain is, yeah, bread. Cool. So we don't have too many things going. Wow, food per farmer, almost 400 now. Very amazing. Industry areas really popping off. Nice, 12 people want to join. I will take them. And it looks like food variety is holding us back. Don't make a whole lot of sense. We have quite a bit. Bread, root vegetables and beans are the same food groups per this. So you got protein, grain, vegetables. So they're all vegetables, right? Fruit, dairy, and luxury. So cows would really help us out. All right, let's take a peek. We've been producing quite a bit. Shirts have not caught up yet. Belts are in a good spot. What do I have a lot of? I don't have a lot of a lot. Okay, well, let's start selling heavy tools again. That's a really good one. I'm going to hold off on selling the honey because we're going to need quite a bit of it. Nice, bringing in lots of herbs. Yeah, herbs should definitely be pretty much maxed out all the time. Max that out. That's 2,500, I think, or 2 grand if someone comes to purchase that. All right, so now we need to think about how we're going to do this. This will be 2. This will be... Well, dude, I could probably actually go in right here. Now, let's put him parallel to this. Actually thinking I should probably redo this so that they're all... Yeah, look at that. So if I boot him back just a little bit. That. Beautiful. See that? So we'll lose a little bit of our grazing, the red parts, but I think we can get it to work, to be honest. Perfect. Okay. Put you here. Guy here. So we have enough for 2 more. I'll put him here. I'll put this guy in the middle, and that gives me, yeah, 2 more. So I need to do 2 more, and we will have so many chickens. This is gonna be wild. It'll be wild. The 2 more chickens. All right, we get that road there. Chicken there. Chicken here. Go. This is starting to look really cool, though. There's a lot of chickens. Okay, so he's gonna come back here. There we go. He'll come here. Then 2 new coops, 1 there and 1 there. And that's awesome. It's pretty awesome, right? Because everything's pretty awesome there. And we'll just fence the whole thing in. They're going to produce meat and a lot of other interesting things. So I think we're going to do a root cellar. I think we'll do 2 root cellars here. Actually, 1 root cellar is probably enough. I'm thinking potentially a well and 2 bushes so that they're 2x3s each. I know it's going to screw things. Oh, no, it won't screw anything up because nothing important is there. I want to do hedge. I want to do a hedge fence on this thing so bad. I want it to be a beautiful chicken place. Chicken land. And we're just going to smooth this out so it looks nice. All right, new trader. Got lots of coal. Not a whole lot. Not working with a whole lot here. Got 12, almost 2,000, I should say. Throw a bunch of cash into the trade post here. I'm going to throw more heavy tools into trade. They're just very, very lucrative. Go. Still no cows. Oh, that might actually be pretty cool. 100 cabins, 30%. Not bad. Yeah, he doesn't have too much. Now, I'm going to buy all this raw clay because we need a lot of bricks. So that's a good purchase right there for me. Nice. We're getting shirts, so we can start selling these. They got he had 5,200. This guy had 5,000. Okay. So yeah, we're not quite there on that policy. So we're gonna turn it off. But that's a really cool policy. Overseeding is actually really good too. Fertility reduction 25%, but yields of 25% more. Production speed 20%, but -10 happiness. That's actually a great one. Let's put that on right now. We have an abundance of happiness. Overall happiness is 84%. I lied. We do not have an abundance of happiness. We need to get the theater up now. The theater, we have an entertainment issue. So we'll get the theater up, and that's going to really ramp up. That's probably going to start upgrading a lot of houses as well. So 4 people just grew up, so that's great. Get a little bit of cash out of this gent. One day we'll have something they want. Ooh, look at that. We have glassware we can start selling. I'm just going to tell them to put 274. Buying raw iron is also a good call. Buying more barrels is a good call. I'm not worried about food right now, though, so we're going to hold off on all of that. I need to get a bunch of money so we can build this awesome theater. We also need to buy chickens. I got 1 people. I'm going to keep the 1 dude in each of these chicken coops to force me to do what I say I'm going to do. Okay, so it's going to go here. All right, too steep. All right, so we need to terraform at least this flat. Beautiful. Okay. Well, this can be set. 29% fodder, 34%. Okay. That's pretty bad. Those are going to be some malnourished chickens, but I'm going to do it anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be so much. We have an enormous amount of grain, though. An enormous amount of grain. I think it's probably like what? We got 2,000 there. Yeah. Oh god. We got like 4,000 or 5,000. That should be more than enough to feed these chickens. Now you're probably wondering, well, why don't you use hay? It's because hay kind of sucks. I mean, like, yeah, you get a bunch of it and it's great. I mean, realistically, if you wanted to do hay, you could just make a separate field. But I just, grain is used for alcohol. It's used for all these things. So it's like, from my perspective, it's like I'd rather just do that, right? I'd rather just grow wheat because it's just used by everything. You get a good yield off that hay, though. And who knows, maybe I'll change my mind and we'll put a little field up. No, I don't want to do that. Remember what I said? The game doesn't... You got to... See how everyone is done with these 2 fields? They're now all here, right? That's why I get away with such few workers. That's why I get away with half as many workers on my farm fields, is because I bunch them. If you don't do this, you have to have a lot of workers, and it becomes very inefficient. So it'd be nice that it looks cool, right, when you have fields all over the place, but the game just doesn't work well with it. All right, let's get this going here. This is actually looking pretty good. A couple more passes, and I think this area will be great. We're just going to do a couple flats around this area just to smooth it out so it doesn't look all janky. And we're going to move the circle. Yeah, that's not bad. We're going to move the circle up over here. And I'm going to have them hand cut all those trees. Okay. Hand cut these trees as well. This area cleared out. And let's make sure... Yeah, they're not getting any negatives from the chickens. They're also not getting very many really poor positives. Now, is the theater hitting everything up there in the top left? Yes, it is. That's crazy. Okay, cool. So now that we have the theater, we have happiness of 86. Everything's pretty good. We're getting that higher productivity now. This is decent. I'm actually very happy with this. We have 2 composts per year. We're at 92% fertility, 88%, and 90%. This will continue to go up, especially now that compost is starting to hit. Everybody is pretty happy. Got 3 points. I got way distracted. So, brewing, school of thought, and scientific discovery. Do that. So we want to upgrade this as soon as possible. We need money and glassware. 2 things that we actually have. Money is the real thing that's going to hold us back. And the brewer can go up right now. Let's make some booze. Okay, so we have... Yeah, right there. Because there's a road right here. Oh, no. We can't do a road there. That's alright, though. We'll do the road there just for us. This iron mine's just going to run forever because it's got 26,000. And then another 26,000. Oh, no, I think it's the whole area. That's interesting. I wonder if it's grouping. But that's still an enormous amount of iron. And if we ever run out, we have infinite iron, infinite gold. And we're full up on bread. And all we need is money to go to tier 4. So money is the big thing holding us back right now. We got tons of flax from just the one harvest. All right, 167 soap. So our concentration now is just trying to make as much money as possible. 830 boards. Let's sell some boards. Guess I'll start selling coal since there's just so much of it. 614 honey. I'll sell some of it, not all of it. So I think the first thing I want to upgrade is the academy. There we are, 1,500 logs. I think we're doing pretty decent. We want to upgrade the foundry too. There's a lot that needs to be done. All right. That last gen up. And then build the most expensive chicken farm in history. Ooh, the hedge fence doesn't trigger it. Only the regular fence does. That's obnoxious. Well, we're going to have a fence here and all the way through here. And it's going to look really weird if it's not a hedge. Visually marking this. 90 bricks to 70. We have 600 bricks. That's pretty sweet. And then we'll just visually mark it. So I'm just using the fence just to kind of visually see where it comes. And then now that we know where it is... Ooh, that's a problem right there. Okay. Oh man, we did a perfect job right there. So we don't need to do anything there. That's fine. I can always delete some stuff. Right, so then here's the other line. Mark that with my mind's eye. Kaboom. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. Because I have these two items. Okay, let's figure this out. If I move this over one, great. If I get rid of these two dudes, also good. I could bump this back into here. Ah, yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay. So just like this, to here. This is going to be interesting. Then here. And this moves right here. Then these can be put right here. And right here. And I don't think this gets in the way. Nope, that's perfect. One villager died of old age. Amazing. Okay, we got trade. So we need to sell this soap. We need to be on the lookout for both cows and chickens. It's amazing when you need something, nobody has it. It's exceptional. Okay, so we can sell all this glassware, which we're going to do. And I'm going to throw this money into a couple bucks into the town. We're just going to sit. And no more glassware because we need some of it for upgrades. So this is the trick, I think. I don't know how this is going to work or how anyone's going to get through this. I don't think it's going to... I think what we need to do is cancel these. Yeah, needs to be one more tile over. Okay, we can do this. This can be done. We're going to lose a little bit of, you know, the room for the chickens, but that's okay. The chickens don't have feelings as far as I know. Or I guess I just don't care. Don't care about the chicken feelings. We'll probably have to get rid of this and this, but we're just going to angle it like this. Perfect. 26 people? Holy cow. Oh, that's gonna look so sharp when this is done proper. Watch this. Okay. Boom. Boom. It's gonna angle for us. That is so cool how they angle like that. Look at that. Chicken paradise. And you have to decorate chicken. It went from chicken land to chicken paradise. I'm trying to sell it. Okay. Yes. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at these beautiful areas here. All right. Yeah, when the chicken area has better fencing than the entire village, you know this is the place to be. This is the value I have for my chickens. But it's cool. It's cool, damn it. Okay, right here. But boom. Okay, so this is great. We just need to clean this up a bit with a little bit of shaping and let them build everything up. And it's golden. All right. Ooh, 500 boards. So he's got the money. I'm hoping he has cows. He has horses. He has clay. We're gonna buy a big chunk of this clay. We're gonna need like thousands upon thousands of bricks. So never gonna be good enough for me. Sell all the boards. Got some pelts. Perfect. Throw all the money into the town. Let's see what we can upgrade. All right, the foundry can be upgraded. We actually don't need to do that quite yet because we don't even have enough iron ore. I checked it out. Probably getting to tier 4 would be the smartest thing to do. That is so cool, man. I really like these angles. Yeah, I gotta use stuff like that more often because it looks really nice. Chicken paradise, no longer chicken land. All right, I'm gonna move the forester camp like into the area, I think. Flatten this out a bit. Let's see what our work is. Nice, 64 laborers. Looks like we need a few more builders. I'm really digging this. This is flowing really nice. And we can. Yeah, we should definitely upgrade a saw pit. Shit, let's upgrade both. Let's start. Boards and wood are an enormously amazing enterprise. 217 stone. All right, we need a good road system. Nice. We got the well. Got the root cellar. Got the temp shelter here. Forger shack going. Gold. Let's start loading the gold. Let's start loading the sand. We have 27,000 iron, 25,000 available. Probably upgrade a large park would be smart, but hold off for a second. Oh no. You see, the stockyards are getting full. Let's start upgrading our stockyards. Also want to finish this area here. Perfect. Housing completed. You gotta get this road down here, but first we need to move this forester camp. Move it right here. Get it out of the way. Get the road system up. Actually, we don't even really need the back road there. Look at them go. Yeah, they're getting it done now. 591 for a tome of knowledge. That's a good deal. But I think we're doing decent. Scientific discovery 30%. So yeah, let's focus on getting the school of thought up. We just need a little bit of glassware and some gold, and we have all of that. Boot up glass makers. 6. All right, that's looking pretty smooth now. Nice. This guy's... Oh no, he's buying regular tools. Man, all these people suck. We need to get a tavern up at some point. I'm just going to sell alcohol for now. We're going to hold off on taverns. You get a lot more money selling alcohol than you get from it, and we don't need the entertainment bonus. So I've used pubs, and they're cool. Pubs are viable now if you have excess alcohol, but you make a lot more from selling it. You just really do. I think you make 1 or 2 gold per alcohol using the pub system. Oh, wait, dang. I should have upgraded that market a while ago. My bad. And yeah, upgrade the stockyard. Upgrading stockyards is smart. All right. We're going to sell all this hooch. It's 960. Oh, he has cows. Finally. Oh, okay. Buy 1 cow. Transfer all the money we can. All right. We need to start just getting as much money as possible. We're going to need... Honestly, I'd love to have 3 cows. Okay, nice. The third trader came in to save the day. 624. What I really need are chickens. Oh boy, two might cut it. Is he selling? Oh, he's selling chickens, and I have no chicken money. All right, 500 boards. Okay, that's some chicken money right there. So 2 cows. Crank this up to the full pop so that I can go the distance. All right. We're gonna need to also get the fencing up here, or we're gonna be in trouble. Gotta get this right. Get the fence up all the way around. Okay, yeah, we got a little bit of work to do up here. What happens is the cows will get loose and they're kind of a pain in the ass to chase down. So we just need to edge this all out. Go. Well, at least we got the cows, and I think we're about to get the chickens too. All right, so the chicken guy is going to leave here in a couple days. The dude with the cow is going to leave in 27 days. All right, we have enough to buy 1 more cow. Oh, maybe 2 cows. Perfect. Yeah. The more cows we can get, the faster this is going to get up to speed. It's just the way it is. And then I think we're going to have quite a bit of cash for chickens here. Chickens are so cheap that we're not too concerned. 15 a chicken. I'm going to buy... How many does he have? 15. All right, so I need 1,300. We'll get that from the boards. All right, selling the boards. Oh, it's not 15 a chicken. I'm losing my mind. 89 a chicken. He has 15 chickens. Okay, so 1,300. Well, let's buy 7. Just keep going at it. All right, raiders are coming. They better not kill my chickens. All right, we bought all but 1 chicken, and I think that's enough for now. I don't know which one it's going to put it into. I want them in this. Okay, cool. I could select it. All right, I'll put 2 people in here for now. Birth rate of 4. We'll have to start splitting the chickens here soon. I'm just going to take these individuals out. I changed my mind. Because what we'll do is we'll just start splitting, and then I'll manually assign people. It's just a lot of people not doing anything. But yeah, chicken, look at that. Chicken paradise. I don't like the way that the hedges are kind of angled like that, so we'll just clean that up. Clean this up. This looks pretty good. Clean this up a bit. Alright, that's going to look pretty sharp. It's going to look really nice when all the chickens are outside, too. And then here, we might have to destroy some trees. That looks good. I don't know if the cow can actually get out through the back here. I think if I put a fence right there, they won't be able to. Yeah, that should keep them in. And if it doesn't, whoopsie daisy. It's just, this is the way it is. Okay. So that should fence them in right there. Oh no, I blocked this whole area off. Okay. So we need to terraform this. This needs to be prioritized. Also need to ring that bell. 73. Holy sh. That's right, we forgot. I spaced out on the tower up here. This tower would have been honestly really, really good. I want to put 4 towers up here in a defensible area. They're coming in from the south. They're gonna screw up my fences. They love, you know, destroying fences. They're gonna chase people from up here. So they're passing through here. So this is a good location. It would have wiped out quite a few of them. It's gonna be expensive to repair, but we'll have the economy for repairs. The problem now is they might start attacking infrastructure. So this is where things get really tricky, and we're gonna have to use our standing army. So these gents are gonna attack the castle, and then these guys are just gonna raise hell. Okay, they stole some glassware, they stole some things, that's great. And then we need to start attacking. Okay, so this is doing a good job of keeping, you know, keeping the law, so to speak. But yeah, we need to get crossbows now too. I'll use my archers just to start getting rid of the guys in the streets, because they're beating up houses. So there we go. Yeah, a few houses are going to be destroyed. All right, so that tells me we need to start thinking about walling this area here. Oh god, yeah, they're destroying decorations too. We need to create a buffer. Okay, let's speed this up a bit. Have them come in and clean out the area. Let's see, what else are they destroying? Okay, houses are going to be the primary thing that they go for. So this is, yeah, the tower up here. Some defenses down here to stop them. And let's kill these gents. But you can't ignore having a standing army anymore. And this guy needs to die. Oh, okay. Pretty minor damage, but these things do add up, right? And it looks like they just destroyed a few houses. And I wish there was a repair all button. That's my only complaint about... We killed 56, and they didn't destroy much. Perfect. Okay, we're going to send all these gents home. Send all these gents home. Perfect. Okay. So, we need to get this hill fort up. So, at a minimum, we need this. Here's my question. Does this have more HP? It looks cool. I don't know if that helps. And it's 1 tile too thin. Cut this off. Yeah, we needed 1 more tile out. So here we go. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I say we take the highest point there. Yeah. And we just get this all up to speed right now. That flat, Pretty much they have to go this way or this way with this new design. And then 2-tile gap. Right. That actually kind of lines up really well. Get a basic wall going right now. All right, we got rid of them. 13 out of 24. Can't walk. We need to get this fast before people start dying. I hate when that happens. It's a nice little area, but we also need more fruit. Oh god, we're out of... Oh god. Oh, the deer got in. Lord have mercy. That's the problem too, is the barbarians come, they let in all the deer, and the fighting kept people out of the farm fields. So you do need to have quite a bit of food, or at least be producing your consumption at all times so you can catch up. But they did not get all... Yeah, there's just so many deer in here. We can scare them with a hunter, but that doesn't always work. So let's prioritize this. More deer. Boom. Yeah, they are not getting the memo. Yeah, you just scare them out though. All right, but that does remind me, we need to get this Fletcher upgraded and making crossbows immediately. We have 52 laborers. That's really good. Okay, here we go. So the concept is towers every corner, walls every direction. That, yeah, it should have been probably one more tile would have helped. Okay. We'll have a gate. This one will have a gate, but the other one won't. Okay, that will do it. And we should probably just gate the hell out of this thing. Actually, I take it back. It'd be reversed so we can get 3 gates out of it. Alright, I just need to let them build this thing up and then I can get everything right. Go. Alright, cool. That will be wonderful. This should be a pretty defensible point. And I want to force them, which is some really basic terraforming. I want to force them to come from one direction, which is this direction. And up a slope. Beautiful. And we'll have our little defensible area here. Okay. So, the iron is in the way. We need to build another iron pit somewhere. I'm going to put it right here. We're going to destroy this guy. Get a gate up here. Get the defenses up. Anything we can do to delay the enemy. That's actually really smart. And we're going to put ourselves with another little lookout tower. We do have money. These things are wise to do. Get ourselves a nice little fortified area here. Same thing here. Another fortified area. We're just going to start getting this proper, right? I like to have my towers in range of towers. So this is beautiful. All the towers are within range of each other. Wall up. This one right. Terraform this completely. Perfection. Okay. So then a gate here. And then a gate here. Gate here. Gate here. Here. Now we have a really, really hard tower to break into. This thing is going to rip. It is going to rip the enemies. It's going to be beautiful. They should really keep... This should keep them from hitting us hard over here. They're probably going to come in from the south a lot more often. And that's kind of cool because these are the killing fields. Not worried about them destroying the farm fields. And I can keep my soldiers over here. We're going to need a second barracks here momentarily. But everything else is great. Now the main thing I need to do is lower... Okay. We need to get this right. This is fine. This needs to go. Yeah, there we go. That should do it. 2 points, eh? Let's start focusing on some of the defensive stuff. So, yeah, more health. Let's get to stone walls. Let's start going into military. Got some traders. He is buying my hooch. He is buying coal. He has a knowledge point. I'm gonna hold off on buying knowledge points just because I don't think we need to do it. The main thing we need right now is just money and to upgrade this, which we can do now. Throw all of our money into the town. Start going on an upgrade spree. Boom. Right, foundries there. Get this up to 8 folk. Yeah, this whole thing's gonna be full of chickens. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so we can split our chickens now. Yep, that's a good one. Put them here, put 2 people. Oh, nice, he's buying tools. 2,500. Throw all that into the town. We need 6 grand and we're golden. So how much does he have left? 2 grand? Yeah, let's do it. Sell 5 tools. Heavy tools. Nice, he might buy some shirts. He might buy some candles. It all adds up. This is sharp. Yeah, they gotta get through 3 to get into here. Keep lowering this. If I can get this low enough, they'll have to go up the ramp into here. And that will make it very hard. I mean, we got like, what, a +10 all around here? It's beautiful. We need to make sure all of our towers are up. I honestly think that this is probably going to be pretty darn strong, this setup here. So we got this blocking. And then we got this sharp dude right here with a connecting tower right here. Need to get a little bit more terraforming here. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Did that all weird. All right, just salvage it. Here we go. All right. This is looking great. Get this all level. That will give us 2 towers here to ward off any enemies. The tower up here will draw them into the kill zone, buying us time to get our soldiers out, so that will help protect us. We'll need to connect these areas up here. Honestly, I can... so we can just do a really quick terraform of this area and just block them off completely from coming this way, thus channeling them through the valley. Probably what we want to do is we have this tower area. We'll do another tower area here, and we'll do another tower area up here. And those will be the protection points. And then we'll have inner... I might even do a sideways wall right there just because it will look cool. Got wrapped up in all my coolness. I forgot about the trader. He's gone. That's all right. We'll have plenty of other opportunities to make some cash. We definitely want to start ramping up the brewer. I think we're going to go full speed on alcohol sales. Okay. Potter, I think, is at a good place. We're just going to keep modest pottery. Get a little bit more furniture going. I think glassmaker's at a good spot too. Yeah, a lot of these guys are doing great. Okay, we got a lot done. I think this is where we're going to stop this chapter. Let me know if you want to see more in the description of the video. As always, special thank you to all my patrons and all of my YouTube members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Everyone have a good rest of your day.